Today we're gonna have that conversation with the same session, Miyom Rishon, of the basic movement באמת. Let's even practice like putting our hands on our hips. Just to get that focus. I call it for the endometriosis month. We all need it. We all need this attention to ourselves. We all need this attention to our uterus area. So let's just walk around with our hands a bit and just feel ourselves in this area, and we can spread out the hands towards the sides of our hips, mamash, and into our lower back. And just allow it, maybe even to tingle a bit from the skin side. Something in the maga of the hands, when my hands touch the skin, caress, it's not even the skin, it's over the skin, over the clothes. But again, something of that energy can be transmitted from my hands in through my skin, and see how your knees respond or correspond with our moving around over our sitting bones. And as we go around over our sitting bones, so we have our hands kind of just caressing us. We can go down to our thighs, definitely to our groins, go out towards the knee. We can go up towards our everywhere. Just go around with your hands and slowly bring the attention as the hands take over their thing. Their hands are doing their thing. Just allow your sitting bones become these balls, as Lynn years ago said, years ago, Lynn said, our sitting balls.
Oh, באמת?
Kat, you don't remember that?
No.
Better, because we had these balls and we were sitting on balls and sliding and gliding off balls. And then we went back to the sitting bones, and then you said, well, sitting balls.
באמת? אני לא זוכר בכלל.
וואו.
איזה יופי.
That just means שלא הזכרתי את זה מספיק, כי זה דימוי מעולה. So we have our two sitting balls, and what we start doing is just kind of losing our balance over it. And just as we caress our body, ממש, and כבר התרחקנו from the whole main area of our pelvis, and then we can always go back to it, and we can just let our hands spread out as if we're mamash spreading that sensation out into our body, and just having the attention on how we're moving around on our sitting balls. How we can lean over to the sides, how we can lean into the front of it, that when we go more into the groins or the bottom of our tushies, we can lean on the edge of the chair, mamash, to get more space to drop our stomach, all our area here, the uterus, everything just between our legs, and just find that comfortable, soothing movement. And have it soft, and even make it softer, and mamash, allow your hands to travel as if we're our own best friends, our own lovers.
Aren't we?
Our own, I was just gonna say though, our own dog. Now I have this dog, it's like mamash. So just let's take another moment, and as we take this another moment, mamash, find yourself gliding. It's not even, it's paragliding. over their sitting bones. ממש מין צניחה כזאת. You can really feel how we are softly thinking, maybe something of that cloudy sensation that kind of drops us, and we can focus a bit onto the one sitting bone, having it a ball, having our knee shift the sitting bone from the front. We can use our hands to shift it in there behind us. And just take each sitting bone, play with it as a sitting bone. Mamash, you can use your hands to just demonstrate to yourself the roundness on which you're moving your whole upper body. See how that sitting bone that you're leaning on corresponds with the head. You can really feel all the balls from that one sitting bone onto the top of your head. Just imagine that stretch of balls through our vertebrae, climbing up as we sink into the side, into each part of the side. We can mamash allow each ball on top of it to reorganize itself. And it doesn't reorganize itself v'zeu. It reorganizes itself to reorganize itself, to reorganize itself, to reorganize itself. And that's that constant movement. And we're constantly kind of seeking whether it's big. If you haven't switched sides with your sitting bones, this is a good time to just dig deeper with the sitting bone into the seat, finding more legs to lean on from the seat below, using the knee to get more movement in there. And again, reorganize all the balls above, mamash, from that sitting ball into the pelvic ball, up into each vertebra as a ball, so we can mamash connect to that sinking and lifting, mamash like that trampoline. But unlike last time, this time we're taking it into a soft mode. It's the same idea, and you can even reach that little tremor as you go and sink yourselves into each side. We can also sink ourselves maybe into our tailbone, turning that into a tailbone. And then we can round ourselves, we can find ourselves leaning backwards. And in order not to fall, leaning forwards, allowing all the balls from that tailbone up through my spine, allowing each ball, each vertebra to keep reorganizing itself upwards. Remember, we once spoke about, but on kids, you can see it when the baby starts walking. You can really see how it's getting from point A to point B without falling. You can see how it's about the not falling for that toddler baby taking those first steps. So think of our balls, of our vertebrae, as being those just keeping us from falling without an effort. They don't think about it. They just thinking about the next move and the next move. And now we can take it into that reorganizing phase and another reorganizing phase. And let's go onto our pubis. And you can now shift your seat or find how to sit so we can lean on our pubis and really go into this fabulous arch. Much arch in our back. Open your chest. You can use your hands in any way to maybe support. Can extend them from you Just allowing more leaning points. If I turn my pubis bone into a ball, where can I bring support from the top? Where do my vertebrae keep organizing themselves back up? Asaf bought this tea from Boston. It's a very cool thing. It's like a tea bag. When you put it in the hot water, it always floats. It's not like a regular tea bag. So that's what I'm thinking. How this floating, there's always this shefa to keep up, floating, but it's without any mamatz, just that soft, maybe cloudy sensation. And then let's just dance between the 4 points of our sitting area, from one sitting bone ball into a tailbone ball, into my pubis bone ball. And again, I can extend my arms to kind of become these tentacles that just join on. They just join on I lost the word. They just join the journey. The arms just join the rest of the balls, keeping afloat, breathing comfortably. And within this soft, gentle, wavy movement, you can always find that little tremor, that little tingle as you we dance between our 4 points. Every now and then we can just bring a little jig, reorganizing again, or giving the sign for all the vertebrae to reorganize again. And let's take a moment to find our breath. Maybe find a yawn. Time to soften more in between each sitting ball, having it crystallize, having those clean, neat movement surfaces all over, spreading out to our shoulders, into our elbows, just adding quickly balls to each meeting of joints and to each joint, which is a meeting of the bones, onto our wrists. If we could add balls onto our fingers, if we could add balls in our head, in between our jaws, allow your mouth to soften also into that roundness. Again, every now and then we can tremor ourselves a bit, as if not to slide, as if not to fall over. Keep going. That's all. Her voice. זה מה שקורה כשעוברים ל-40s. Let it travel רגע in your body without you בעצם doing anything. Just allow that sensation, whether it's that soft, נמשך sensation, whether it's that little tremor between each sitting bone, between sitting bone, tailbone, pubis bone, just in our beneath. Let's go back leg with our hands. Just holding. Just holding ourselves for one last moment. Find the two sitting bones, lega, maybe. Finding their balance as we move on the two. Trying to find the balance between the tailbone and the pubis as well. Bring air into where our hands are. Allow it to completely let go. Release. Yeah, nice one. Then big yawn. Zero.
Wow. Wow.